Hi there.
Hi, welcome back to Curious Collection. I'm Will.
I'm Cinnamon.
And today we're going to talk about our June 2024 top 10 items by dollar. And we've got some really exciting stuff.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to share with you guys. Some of the stuff we've actually showed already because it was such exceptional
That we got
pieces.
super excited when we got them. So
Right.
we immediately showed them off because they're amazing.
Right.
And then they sold because they're amazing.
So hopefully we can share some stuff that can help you increase your sales, maybe some BOLO items, or, you know, maybe you just want to see what kind of cool stuff's on eBay and what kind of stuff's selling. So actually, we're going to jump into it. Our first sale wasn't on eBay. Our top
Our top item this month was a Mercari sale. So I'm super excited about it. These were some amazing designer 14 karat gold diamond ruby earrings. And they were clip-ons actually, which kind of shocked the heck out of me.
Yeah.
We got $450 out of these earrings.
Right. Definitely. I would say if you're into jewelry and you like to sell jewelry, you know, when we first got started on it, it seemed like clip-ons were kind of an off thing and nobody wanted them and there was no interest there. But these ones obviously were exceptional. We were so excited about it. We shared them with you guys and we literally sold them within 48 hours of even putting them up.
Yeah. So. And these in particular, I didn't know the designer. I knew that they were amazing, but I didn't know the designer. I couldn't find, the artist. And so I was kind of hemming and hawing back and forth as to how the best way to sell these was going to be. I was thinking about maybe doing an auction. I wasn't sure. And then he was half tempted to just buy them for me and throw them in my, but they're just amazing. And we wanted to get a good sale on them. And I wanted to get the best, that I could out of it. And we really, really did. They sold the next day after I listed them.
Sure.
It was, and they sold on Mercari. Yeah. So I'm super, super pleased with them.
Yeah. And, again, we always mention on Mercari, no seller fees. So that $450
all came back to us.
Direct to us. So awesome piece. Great pickup. The next one we've got here, this Derwent pencil set. This is a 90 count gift box. In the presentation case, did have a small scratch on some small scratching on the bottom of the case, a chip in the back corner. So it wasn't perfect. You can see by the picture here, some of the pieces have been used, but had most of the packaging there. And the thing is, we actually had a person reach out to us. I had sent them an offer, a 10% offer. They had responded back that they want it. They want that price. They were very excited about it. They just didn't have the funds.
Yeah.
They said that they had been looking for the item for 30 years. 30 years. Yeah. So these are not a common item in the marketplace. And clearly they recognized the value. They told us it was going to be 3 or 4 days until they could afford it. I don't know if they went to the pawn shop, the payday lender, whatever it was. This was actually bought as an international sale. So they had to pay all the import fees, VAT taxes. I mean, there was a lot associated with this. They paid a lot of money. We're super happy to get the $250.
It's funny because this was the same estate that we bought those earrings out of.
It was an excellent estate for us. And very happy that we went. And we normally don't do estates. So for us, this was kind of, we just had to get out of the office, went on a whim, and it was just pure gold for us. So excellent piece. Next up here, pools of light. You had this listed for a very long time.
I did. And this piece is so amazing. I got this in a lot and I've had it for probably a year. I did the research. I discovered what it was. It's a genuine Art Deco from the 20s. It's set in silver. It's just an amazing piece. Those balls are made of rock crystal. They're just so cool. And I've had other people oh, well, those aren't pools of light because they're drilled.
Because they're drilled,
Yeah. So there's a couple of different types of pools of light, but this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. And I got $150 out of it. I've seen others that have gone for hundreds that are similar to this. And honestly, like, I am so happy that we got that price out of it. You know, I couldn't be happier. It's a beautiful piece. It's going to a good home. I'm very, very pleased.
Yeah. The one thing I would like to mention, there are actually a couple things. When we had done some comps, the pools of light, so those rock crystals that are not drilled, appear to be going for 2 to 3 times as much. So if you're out there, you're looking at that type of item, if it's drilled, it's going to bring down the value a little bit.
It does.
But, you know, there's still exceptional pieces. The other part that I feel like probably suppressed it, made it take a little bit longer to sell, is that it's only a 15-inch chain. And so, you know, if you're like a big guy like me, I always think about things in my dimensions, and, you know, it would be a choker at 20 inches. And so, you know, a 15-inch, that's a very petite woman.
It is. It is. And I mean, the thing is that a lot of times they were more petite women back in, you know, the roaring 20s.
Right.
People weren't as big as we are now.
Yeah.
I'm 6 foot tall, so I get it. Like, you know, I would not, I wouldn't fit in very well with those flappers.
Right. Right. I always like on just a, you know, slight diversion here, but like on the print ads in the 1920s, there was a lot of stuff, you know, directed towards, you know, how do you get a curvier figure? Because a lot of the women had more of a slender.
Yeah, like the tomboy,
not quite shapely like we would consider it today. So the next one up, I think we actually mentioned it in the same video we did the ruby earrings, that we had sold this and that it was an exceptional piece and what we were looking for. So this Brooksville, Florida, again, like I said, this is right down the road from us. And it's a picture of a guy out there. He's got a single bottom plow pulled by a horse. It's a national landmark, so it does have some protections around that location. It was named on the back, and it was in excellent condition. So I was able to date this back to approximately the year 1900 based on the photograph, the framing of it, the print technique. On the back, it actually says that, you know, who owned the property, and because it's part of the National Archives, the history of the property. I was able to find out that, you know, this person owned the property from, you know, 1890s up until 1920. So it really narrowed it down really well for us.
And that's really what sold it, is the fact that you were able to put so much information. And that's why we were able to get the price that it commanded as well.
Right. So
really
when I deal with this type of stuff, of course, I'm looking at subject matter, I'm looking at composition, but I'm also looking at location and how do we go out there and how do we get people's attention on it. If you have the name of a town, if you have the name of a family, if you have something that draws it to a specific place and time, it really helps to move this type of product. Next one up, we've got this HMS Liverpool. And so this was a journal from the ship for their trip from London to Calcutta, India in 1860.
There's hardly anything that we see that's pre 1900, really. I mean, between fires, between natural disasters, between, you know, just the age of everything back then, having to have something saved for 150 years. Right.
So this was actually like one of the first trips for this ship. Because it's a ship, because there's a lot of history associated with shipping, and there's a lot of records, insurance records and shipping logs and everything. So this stuff is very easy. If you can figure out the ship and the year, you can figure out a lot of history about it. So that's how I was able, obviously, like it says right in the log, the ship name, where they're coming from, where they're going, the date, the weather, the passengers on board. I mean, absolutely everything documented.
What a piece of history.
Right. And so I had no idea what to ask on this. I just kind of, there's no comps. There's literally, it's probably priceless. Who knows? But it's going to do a collector much better than me. So I put a price on it that I was that I would be happy to get and thought that I would be able to reasonably achieve.
Yeah.
And so the person paid full price.
And that hasn't been listed very long either. Didn't you list that just listed, the week before we left?
It was listed for about 24 hours before it sold.
Yeah.
And of course, the person says, "Where did you get this?" Because it's such a rare piece. And I'm very happy because I understand provenance and I understand the history of these things. You want to be able to authenticate it. You want to have confidence that it's not stolen. So I always try to help them as much as possible. This is who I, got the piece from. This is how long I've had it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into how much I paid for it, but I will definitely lend the provenance. And I've even, written a statement and attached it to some of these types of items for them as a record of the history of the piece.
Yeah.
So we'll jump over to the next one. Simpsons Monopoly game. This was brand new, sealed and packaged.
Yes. And sometimes it's just fun. No, this is not at all our niches.
Right.
We had actually, we had picked this up at the auction house and we had brought our son and he was super excited because he saw it and he's a Simpsons fan. And we looked it up and because it is the Treehouse of Horrors collector's edition.
2005 edition, the fact that it's still sealed and packaged. You'll find other pieces out there that are, the Treehouse of Horror, but they're a different edition. So again, this is almost 20 years old to have never been opened.
Yeah.
Clearly it was a collector. Our son, after it sold, said that he wanted a finder's fee. I did not comply with that demand because he was grounded while we were there, which is why he had to go to the auction with us. So otherwise I might have thrown him a little bit.
So this is another one of those pieces that we got from that estate that we sold the earrings from, and those art pieces. So this is a Lapis Lazuli. It's graduated. It's got those heshy beads. It's it's just an absolutely gorgeous piece. And again, this is one that sold on Mercari. I got top dollar. I get to keep all of it because they pay the fees, they pay the shipping. Like it's just a good sale for us. Yes, I was so pleased.
Yes, this was an amazing, just absolutely exceptional piece.
Very high quality.
Yeah. The person got an amazing deal. And that's really the story behind everything that sold, is that they're exceptional pieces, but they also got a good deal on it. So we did not hold out. We're not holding their feet to the fire, trying to extract every dollar. It's we want to make sales. We want to move inventory. And we want to share some of this amazing stuff that we find with the people that are out there. It doesn't do us any good to run a museum.
No, I don't have to collect all this stuff.
Right. So the next one up, this is a cool piece. Very unique.
And this, I actually sold this piece already, and then they decided it wasn't what they were looking for, so they returned it. So it makes me very pleased that it sold again and that we got full asking price on it. So this is a Navajo. It's signed. It's numbered. It's got this gorgeous turquoise in it. It's got the pyrite that shines through in the turquoise. It's just super, super cool. It's this tie clip. It's not something that you see every day. So this is, again, one of those just absolutely exceptional pieces. And we were able to get the full asking price on it. So that made me really happy. Right.
So that was $100 on that, which is pretty awesome. So the next one up, I feel like we're just bouncing back and forth. We're taking turns. SS Malalo Matson line. This is actually, it wasn't produced by the line, it was produced by a magazine company. So Marine Engineering and Shipping Age is the magazine that published this, and it was from the beginning of the ship. So it's a famous ship. Again, it was one of the largest ships at the time, very fast. And so they wanted to do a whole thing on the workings of the ship because it had a lot of cutting edge technology for 1927. And so it had an electric prop and
so is
diesel
this kind
generators.
of like a puff piece for the
I don't know if it was a puff piece, but it was more of like a deep dive on the workings of the ship.
Okay.
So it had all of the mechanics, the engine room, right? So all of that type of stuff with full page pictures of the new technology that was being put into boats at the time. So
you got $90 on it.
I got $90 on it. Again, no comps out there. There's only 2 pieces that have ever sold.
And this
from
one
this
was
boat.
not in perfect shape either.
No,
that
the
cover,
covers were torn off from both sides.
Yeah. It's
So-
just, again, it's just such a unique piece that, that's been, kept through the years. It's pretty cool.
Right. And again, I'd much rather it be in a collection of, someone who's going to be able to appreciate it rather than sitting in a file cabinet here. Next up, looks like our photos are out of order, but we'll do this. Claremont, Florida, Main Street, real picture postcard. This was listed at $126. I'm guessing it sold for a little bit less because of the way that we have it scheduled. So it probably sold in the $85 range. So this is the dirt road. This is Main Street. And 1910, you can see in the picture there's some animals running around. There's men in the background. There's the general store. There's,
$95.11
$95
is what it's sold for.
So there's like hitching posts because, again, like no cars. So, and it's a location. It's a named location. So if it was just the street with no names, no approximation of dating.
We don't do very well with those at all.
Right.
Because it's really so hard to find that right person. Yeah.
So the fact that we're able to narrow it down on a location and time, that helped out. And then, of course, it's a very rare piece. There's nothing like it out there right now. Being a real picture postcard, unless the photographer actually started making them to sell, it might be the only one in the world. So to be able to sell it for $90 is amazing.
It really is.
So
that is that.
I
think that this has just been an amazing month. I'm so pleased. We really ended the month well.
Yes, I think so. We started the month really struggling.
Yeah.
We're going to do our numbers show tomorrow, so we'll talk about the different, basically what we did on all the different platforms, our numbers, our P&Ls. We like to be very transparent with our audience, and this is what reselling looks like. It's not, hitting the thrift store, showing off the $5 into $1,000.
Right. And I mean, can I just say, when we do that, that's amazing. And that,
But that happened once this month.
Right.
So
that's what I mean. We love showing off the awesome things that we sold because that does kind of keep you going.
Right.
That's not what it all is. There's a lot of the $10 to $20 items as well that kind of is.
Well, and again, I think that's something that we should talk about, and the fact that in the entirety of the month we did probably, I haven't looked at the numbers, probably somewhere between $7,000 and $8,000 in sales. Our most expensive piece was $450. In the top 10, we didn't even have 10 items that were over $100.
Right. So just keep that in mind that, it's not all top 10, but it is nice to have the top 10.
Yeah, and you'll notice, again, our top 10 is about 10% of our total sales. And then that means
everything else is
90% is the bread and butter stuff. But that's you can live on bread and butter.
You can, yeah. We live quite well. So, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We enjoy sharing these things with you, and we hope that you had fun.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Comment down below. What was your favorite of our top 10 items?
All right, thanks. Good luck to you guys out there.